Nice breath of fresh air because obviously we're going to be exploring around in the town and then able to check out some cool buildings here and there, and of course checking out some very cool hotels we can able to actually investing into. And especially noticeable about the fact that, well, I have to admit it though right away, this place right here looks amazing by the way, which I'll discuss on that later, so yeah, that might be saying much. Hey, what is up ladies and gentlemen? It is I am the one and only Maxi here once again, and I am back for yet again for the likes of the Maxi Toys videos once again. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back for some more of Let's Play of Mario Party 8 for the Nintendo Wii. So last time, from the likes of the forms of in the last weekend, is the fact that we managed to able to win through my favorite board in the entire game, which appears to be Buddy Forms of Shy Guy's Perplex Express. So as a result though, and on top of all that stuff though, I've got myself my massive domination victory for the sake of the forms of Shy Guy's Perplex Express, due to the forms of that particular duel minigame that I somehow kicked Blooper's butt. And as a result though, I did manage to able to conquer the victory. So yeah, for this particular weekend, for both today and tomorrow, we're going to be exploring through the 5th board in this game, which appears to be Buddy Forms of Koopa's Tycoon Town. So yeah, as you probably already expect about the fact that this board usually takes place in a city town, which I will say, from the actual board theme like this, is actually pretty impressive, all things considered. So because of that though, although we'll get into more details about this, because as you can see on screen, I'm going to be selecting Yoshi in this board, because, why the heck not? And as far as opponents wise, we got ourselves Toadette from the likes of the forms of Goomba's Booty Boardwalk, and same applies to Daisy as well. And we've also brought back Bodo ever since in the forms of, let's just say in DK's Treetop Temple board. So yeah, that might be something worth mentioning, especially noticeable about the fact that, kind of think about it, for the actual player selection for this particular board, is actually kind of similar to the forms of how it does it on Windmillville for Mario Party 7, except the fact that Peach wasn't on this board this time. So anyway, so speaking of Windmillville, for those who have ever seen our Let's Play of Mario Party 7, that in one of those boards in that game, that is usually called Windmillville, and then basically this particular board is actually kind of similar to Windmillville, except the fact that we're going to be able to invest in hotels. So because basically, much like the forms of how it does it on Windmillville, it's all about investing. So because of this though, in order to able to get stars in this board, it's the fact that, as you can tell, we need to able to use some of our coins to able to invest one of our hotels. But here's the huge differences this time around compared to the forms of how it does it in Windmillville from Mario Party 7, is the fact that obviously the setting of the board is a little bit different, because obviously if you couldn't tell, this takes place in the city town, which it does look pretty cool to me though, because it almost reminds me like I was exploring through London, or even especially noticeable in some specific streets and all that stuff though, which I always enjoy. If I'm able to actually just to have a walk and stuff like that. And on top of all that stuff though, I really love the music in this board. It's almost feels like it's kind of like my favorite track in the whole entire game. And I can totally see why that a lot of fans of this game seem to really enjoy this board so much, mainly because of how the fact that with their nostalgia memory and stuff like that, which is always appreciation with that specific stuff for that matter. So yeah, because as you can tell about the fact that obviously, as you can see, that Toadette already invests her coins to able to actually just to buy out the first hotel. And then the more coins you invested into, that's something that is a little bit different this time compared to the forms of how it does it on those abundance of windmills from the likes of the forms of in Mario Party 7. That remember about the fact that, well, in Windmillville in Mario Party 7, I believe there was actually a grand total of 7 windmills that you can able to actually investing into, and then some of these windmills sometimes contains, well, 4 of those windmills usually contains 1 star, and then I believe 2 windmills contains 2 star windmills, and there was only 1 3-star windmill, which is usually takes place in the middle of the board. This time, however, though, as you can see on screen, that's what Daisy just managed able to pull up even more coins onto somehow in Toadette's hotel at the moment for her owner. So as you can see on screen, the hotels can be upgraded depending on how much coins you're investing into. So like for instance, for example, I believe if you invest in 1 coin all the way up to 19 coins, you're obviously able to actually get a star if you get your hotel owned. However, if you manage able to increase your coins counter into, let's just say, 20 coins, I believe you get up to 2 stars. However though, that doesn't even compare until when you invest in 50 coins, basically it's the fact that you're able to upgrade even more into 3-star hotels. So yeah, that's actually pretty swell, I have to say. Especially noticeable about the fact that, well, relatively speaking, this is the perfect way you can able to actually get a lot of stars from, thanks to the forms of that particular, you know, I mean, the hotel investing and stuff like that. So yeah, because I will say that the Koopa's Tycoon Town, as far as the actual board rankings, as far as this is concerned, I will say that is by far my 3rd favorite board in the entire game so far, which is pretty understandable. Well, most people seem to think that Koopa's Tycoon Town might still actually be their fan favorite board, which is very understandable because of the forms of how the fact that there are so many ways you can able to get stars from. So anyways, let's go get ourselves a good old 5 here. And because since I actually got more coins than everyone else, so that means I'm also able to start investing my coins to that particular hotel right here. So let's go and invest all 23 of my coins. And I think that pretty much gonna lead me to, I would say a 3-star hotel. So, and of course, just like in Mario Party 7, that if you invest in more coins than everyone else does, basically that the owner will be replaced. So, and then obviously one of those opponents will lose their stars if the actual owner of the actual hotel or the windmill from Mario Party 7 that obviously gets replaced. So basically this is basically Windmillville Part 2, except the fact that in a different setting, and on top of all that stuff though with the actual Wii motion controls that we have to work with. So, and I believe, fundamentally speaking, is the fact that this board does have 2 lucky spaces. I'm pretty sure that's what it's at. Because, if you couldn't tell already, if you go into the actual main board on Koopa's Tycoon Town, you do realize about the fact that they only got 5 hotels in the actual board itself. However though, that does not seem the case at all, because there might be still 7 hotels in total. Oh, wait a second. Please don't tell me I'm about to lose some of my coins from this bandit here. Yep. Screw you, Daisy, for able to actually lose some of my coins, and I get the horrible feeling it's bad enough that I might as well lose 1 star, because we obviously barely reached to 50 coins for that particular investing. So, what? 12 coins? Ouch. That's a bit of a letdown. But oh well. So as you can tell from that particular happening space, that's what Daisy just lands on. Basically, it's the fact that I think there was only 2 alleyways to able to actually just land on. There's one over there, as what Daisy just landed on, and then basically there's another one somewhere up in the up on the horizon. And then basically what happens is the fact that if you meet up with the bandit, that if you remember from the likes of in Mario Party 7, that usually whenever you come across into the bandit orb, basically it's the fact that if you try to place it onto certain spaces, and if someone lands on it, basically though is the fact that the bandit will able to actually steal some of the coins onto the actual, the owner of the actual hotel, or even some cases in windmills from Mario Party 7. So because of that though, yeah, that pretty much explains it from here. There's also another happening space which involves around in, I would say if you try to able to hop onto a Koopa car, so that way you can able to have a nice little drive. And then basically you can able to go into any hotels if it's entirely random. So I think that's as far as I can usually try to explain about this, I guess. So anyways, here's Gunner Runner, and I finally managed to win in a team of 1. So take that, ladies. Except the fact that, well, Peach is nowhere to be found on this particular board, because Well, here's the thing though, we've managed able to use Peach once in Mario Party 8 so far, because unlike in the past Mario Party games, sometimes we use her twice or 3 times or 4 times depending on the forms of which specific game we're playing on. So, but I get the feeling that Mario Party 8 might be the only instances about the fact that we can able to actually show Peach in action for certain things itself, I guess. And as you can see, I've managed to land on the lucky space, and this actually takes us into one of those 2 3-star hotels. So in this one, I'm presuming it actually takes me to the left. So yeah, because as you can tell, that relatively speaking, that you know what I mean about the fact that with the actual main board, you're able to actually start the board off within 5 hotels, but then you come across into the 6th and the 7th hotel, depending if you manage to land on the lucky space. So, yeah, as a result of that kind of stuff though, as I said, there was only 2 of those lucky spaces you were able to land on, so... Because obviously, the one that's what Toadette just almost landed on, that it actually just allows that Koopa just try to able to drive you into the left side of the actual, that particular hotel I just went to. And also, there's another one that usually takes you into the right side of the board. So, yeah, it seems kind of strange about the fact that, relatively speaking, about the fact that we pretty much almost are done trying to show you guys every single lucky route in the entire game. Because as a result, I think we're only down to 1 lucky route left until we basically shown you guys every single lucky route in this entire game. So yeah, it's pretty impressive, all things considered, because unlike certain other Let's Players out there, that they really tried their best to able to land on that lucky space, but most of the time though, they always got screwed over by dice rolls and stuff. But it knows what it is for the most part, and then that usually happens sometimes, so... Alright, so meanwhile, Daisy's gonna invest her own coins onto that specific hotel, as what Bodo just previously managed to able to own that particular hotel, but it's now been replaced by Daisy thanks to her, well, more coin values that she actually got. Now on top of all that stuff though, the hotel has been upgraded into 2-star hotel, so... yeah, kudos to Daisy, I guess. Oh, and by the way, with those 2 lucky routes, with that 3-star hotel, they've already managed able to become 3-star hotels, so there's no upgrades or anything else to be more specific if you managed able to place in your coins value, so that might be something worth knowing for. And I believe, just like in the forms of how it does it in Mario Party 7, that if you try to invest 100 of your coins, basically does the fact that the actual investing will not increase from 101 or more, because the maximum potential you can only get up to is 100. So, at least to be more specifically, if you try to bet your own coins and then do it that way, so it's not going to be all together, so it doesn't matter how much coins you're investing into for the amount of total value. So it's just the fact that if you try to invest, you know, 100 coins onto one of those hotels, and if it reaches to the 100 coins mark, basically, if some other opponents were able to come across into that 3-star hotel again, while the actual coins value of mine will be investing into 100, and then they can't increase it. So it's just like in the forms of how it does it in Mario Party 7, which I don't suppose that Raid the Flying Squirrel hasn't shown this off, because I'm pretty sure because of how in fact that he usually just managed able to got distracted by other conversations, I guess, so... Ah, darn it! How is that even fair? I wasn't barely touching him! Oh well, we'll take a loss anyway, so... whatever. But at the very least, I was able to get myself some 3 stars from that particular 3-star hotel on the lucky route, so... and thus I'm also able to grab some more coins during that specific front. So yeah, a few things I want to explain for this point today, and that is the fact that today's day is of course the 30th of April today, in this case in 2022 today, so it looks like we're now on to the final day of April this year, before we move on to the next month, which appears to be Buddy Forms of May. So I believe May, as far as the actual month is concerned, well, it might be still a bit bare bones, but at the very least we were able to get something from May. Like, for instance, there's going to be the physical release of, I would say, the House of the Dead remake on the Switch, and maybe the My Little Pony and Maritime Bay Adventure, and even potentially speaking also, during around the same time actually, that is the fact that I believe My Little Pony Make Your Mark is going to be releasing on Netflix as far as the actual Netflix special, so... Oh yeah, we actually meet up with DK right here. Well, to be more specifically, Toadette, she's the only one landing on the DK space. And basically the DK space will do is the fact that this allows you to able to actually have 20 coins invested in one of those random hotels. So in this case, she actually aimed for that hotel as what Daisy just managed to already own, but sensed about the fact that, well, Toadette now actually got 2 stars because, well, thanks to Donkey Kong, did manage to offer 20 coins into one of those hotels. So in this case, though, Daisy no longer has 2 stars. So, yeah, pretty lucky for her anyway. However, if someone lands on the Bowser space on this board, I believe that it actually takes you coins away, so... But again, it doesn't matter which specific hotel he's gonna aim for. So, but I believe, luckily though, I don't think it actually aims at the, well, let's just say the, one of those lucky routes. So, it's always gonna aim for any 5 random, hotels you're investing into. So, because of that though, darn it, unfortunately, Bodo just takes my hotel. Thanks to that stupid bandit, you know, happening space, as was what Daisy just lands on from the likes of that particular turn, assuming if I managed able to meet up with that lucky route, so... Oh well, there goes my 2 stars, I guess, but either way, it knows what it is for the most part. Alright, so let's see what Daisy's gonna get. She gets just a pitiful 1. Just a pitiful 1 that she obviously got. Alright, so once again we're gonna go back onto 1 versus 3 minigame again. So, I was really hoping I can able to play Grabbing Gold. Oh! I spoke too soon on that one, so hooray for that. So in this case, I can now able to actually just try to able to take control of that bigger basket if I somehow manage to able to move the Wii remote left or right like a joystick. So hopefully I'll try to grab as many of those coins as I can. So hopefully I can able to invest some of my coins for that specific hotel I can able to aim for. So yeah, as you probably already noticed is the fact that obviously I've already managed to able to, well, pretty much almost at the halfway point. Well, I would classify for saying that we're pretty much almost done with our Let's Play of Kirby and the Forgotten Land. So as a result though, that since that we're pretty much almost to the point that we've almost going to be at May, so we figured that at some point in next month, potentially on the likes of the 2nd of May, all the way up to onwards, that basically does the fact that I think I'm also able to change the actual uploading schedules for a little bit. To be more specifically, well, mind you, that, you know, Mario Party 8 is still going to be uploaded as in weekends and stuff like that, so that doesn't change. But usually, relatively speaking, I figure I'm also able to change up the uploading schedule for, let's just say, a new Let's Play coming up, and Kirby and the Forgotten Land, because as far as I'm aware, I'm actually going to decide to able to actually just let the Kirby and the Forgotten Land Let's Play, at this point in time, upload it as in Tuesdays and Thursdays, because we obviously getting closer towards the end of the game. And as far as the new Let's Play is concerned, at the moment for right now, oh my god! I got myself the lucky space again! But this time I landed on a different lucky space, so... yeah, and I believe that will take me to the right hotel, so at least to be more specifically on that specific direction, as you can see right here. How lucky am I? Especially noticeable, I just got myself some very good dice rolls at this point in time. But anyways, let's see what Toadette's gonna get. She gets a 2. So in this case, you'll... oh, are you kidding me? What is going on? At first I thought I was getting super lucky all of a sudden, but nope, every time I got very lucky and then I somehow got screwed thanks to that stupid bandit's happening space right there. Gosh darn it, man. Just gosh darn. I can't believe this is happening. But, luckily though, that I, managed able to go 1 coin from that particular ownage for that hotel that I just owned, but still. I just cannot believe, I can't even believe that usually happens to me. So, anyway, so it looks like Bodo's gonna get something on the shop, which actually costs about 5 coins, so in this case she owns, or she got, rather, the Billow Candy, so I think the amount of stars you might as well get this time when it comes to the forms of Koopa's Tycoon Town, since there are a grand total of like, well, assuming if you're able to try to deal with the forms of the 3-star hotel upgrades. So in this case, that's since there are in total wise, that we actually got 20... Actually, gotta think about it. I might as well do the actual, the amount of maximum stars you can get up to until in any second, because, well, aside from the fact that I've already mentioned about the fact that, well, relatively speaking, that tomorrow will be the next new month for 2022, so in this case we're going to be moving on to May, so in this case we still ended up in spring. So, I'm really hoping that, hopefully, during the next month anyway, that we will able to actually hear more about the forms of the actual sale records for certain Nintendo Switch games as the update as far as this is concerned. But either way though, we'll find out in June at some point. Although, originally, I was also trying to say about the forms of that particular new tour update is going to be coming up for the sake of Mario Kart Tour coming up. But I think I should probably save that conversation until tomorrow, because either way though, oh jeez, that was close. Well, it looks like Daisy's already out, so I guess there's nothing to worry about this as far as that's been concerned with. Ah, darn it! I somehow being so hasty at this point, even especially noticeable that, well, it's just the fact that sometimes Bullet Bills always shows up until you're able to obviously in the lead, and then it's pretty obvious about the fact that I didn't pay attention to trying to, you know, jump over the Bullet Bill and all that stuff while trying to do with those rotating platforms, so, oh well. Better cells can be choosers, I guess, but still, it might be a little bit infuriating if you managed able to screw up for certain jumps, so... Alright, so I got 2, so I think I might be alright with this, so... Aside from the fact that I was able to get another 3 stars from that 3-star hotel, so I might as well invest all 15 of my coins, so... There goes that. So yeah, with the amount of stars, the maximum you can get up to when it comes to the 3-star hotel upgrades combined, I'm pretty sure you get up to like 21 stars at the maximum potential total. So, although I may be wrong, but either way though, I'm presuming I was right all along, so, because I'm usually great at maths, so. Alright, so Toadette gets a 7, so at the very least that she'll go after that particular hotel next. Oh yeah, there's also another happening space which involves around in, I won't say you were able to win something on that particular dart event, so if you do manage to aim for your icon, basically you win certain coins, but if you don't get it at all, the actual winning capacity will able to increase. So, for instance, there was actually that one coin bag on that particular display if you try to deal with the actual dart happening event, and then basically if you didn't get any reward from this, then basically though is the fact that the actual rewards were able to upgrade into 20 coins, 30 coins, and vice versa. So yeah, that's pretty much that. And there's also another happening space which involves around in something to do with the crane. So basically though is the fact that we can able to actually get coins if you land on that specific happening space if you stumble across the actual construction bit. So that's the only thing I can describe about this. And as far as the forms of the Star Battle Arena version of this board, I believe you don't able to explore the top portion of the board. So to be more specifically, it's mainly focusing on the middle section and the bottom section of this entire board. So that might be something worth noting for. And as far as the objectives goes, when it comes to the forms of the Star Battle Arena, or in some cases the dual battle version of that particular board, the rules on that particular board in Koopa's Tycoon Town, the ultimate goal with that is, I believe you have to aim for 4 stars to be more specifically. So it doesn't matter if you try to able to upgrade your hotels to invest. So yeah, that's basically how this goes. However, unlike the forms of how it does it on, darn. Although, I was able to lose 3 coins, so it's not gonna be too bad, because until the next turn, I will able to actually grab even more coins from there, so... Whatever, Daisy, be that way, but you don't get coins in the process, so... That's something to able to consider it, so... Anyway, so it looks like Daisy's gonna able to take over this particular hotel, and it's now going back onto the 3-star hotel, so... Hopefully I'll try to stop everyone else to able to actually invest this hotel if I grab even more coins and then able to try to bet 100 coins, so that way I can able to actually stop them increasing it, so... Alright, so Daisy's now back up to 3rd place at the moment, and then Bodo just lost 2 stars thanks to that particular opponent that's, why does everyone always land on red spaces every time when they bet on that specific hotel? Like, I honestly have no words. That's pretty pointless! That is so pointless! Especially noticeable because I've only down to 3 coins, so as a result though, this entire battle minigame is completely worthless. So it's just 3 coins. Literally 3 coins. Jeez. Anyway, I wasn't expecting that because, well, I did not notice about the fact that what that battle minigame triggers, so yeah, I just have no idea why we have to bet on 3 coins. Just only 3 coins. Well, it doesn't matter because we're gonna be going for aim of the game here, so... And this time we're going to be doing this minigame in a battle mode variation, so... Well, we're still able to actually already solve this minigame thanks to the dual variation of this minigame, so... Yeah, there's no point for going those instructions again, so... Because otherwise, it's exactly the same as the dual version, except with 4 players now finally joins in, so... Whilst I'm still very great at this, because obviously it's a good thing I managed to play the Mario Party the Top 100 version of this minigame so many times, despite the fact that I haven't touched upon the Top 100 for a very long time, because obviously Superstars does it way better, so because of the forms of, you know, some good selections of minigames returning, and of course the actual party boards from Mario Party N64 era finally returns in HD, so... But there are some questionable choices though, like too many emphasis on lucky spaces most of the time, but it knows what it stands. So no one else actually gets some coins, because I'm the only one got 3 coins back, so... Like seriously, what is up with that particular battle minigame where it only has 3 coins bet? I have no idea. Alright, so it looks like Toadette's gonna use her twice candy, so... Yeah, that's pretty much as far as I can say about it. So she gets 3 and 7, makes 10. And once again, she landed on the red space. I can't really tell if someone was able to get the red star from this though, but we'll see what happens there. Alright, so meanwhile, Bodo's gonna use her bit-sized candy. It does look pretty cool with her sprite, although, mind you, it's almost close to Super Mario Bros. 2 style, but either way though, it knows where it stands. Now I get the feeling that she'll land on the red space as well, so because of that, she had 30 coins, but she'll lose 3 because of that red space. Alright, so let's see what Daisy's gonna do for this point. She got a 7, which I'm very grateful, because if she gets a 1, then obviously, well, luckily I don't need to worry about this right now, because obviously she has none of her coins until she had like 3 coins now, so... Alright, 2 versus 2, so at least we're hoping we can able to play another 2 versus 2 minigame in here somewhere. Oh, so close to play a new minigame, but we're going back to Road to Victory, so... Oh boy. But at the very least, I'm going to be teaming up with Daisy this time, so... Let's see how this goes, hey? Alright, so... Yeah, I'm always at the left screen, so because of that though, because, you know, this minigame doesn't usually incorporate the horizontal split screen, because it's actually vertical split screen, so... At the very least, I pretty much know that already, so... And there we go. We win instantly. Nicely done for my part. Oh, and also during the informs of it next month, that it will mark not only do we able to celebrate with 1 film, but 3 films during the 15th anniversary of that specifically 3 films that is usually entirely related to 3-quels, which means Spider-Man 3, Pirates of the Caribbean at World's End, and the worst DreamWorks movie, which appears to be Shrek the Third. So, gee, no wonder why those 3 films are getting its triple anniversaries with those 3 films combined during that particular month on May, back in the Evolves event 2007 when these films first came out during that particular year. So... And as far as I'm aware, that when it comes to those 3 films, that what I would prefer, I would say the worst one for me though, it will still probably have to be Shrek the Third, because seriously, I still want to call it Shrek 2.5 because of the exact same villain as we had from Shrek 2, aside from Fairy Godmother, from that predictably from Shrek 2 and stuff like that, so... And I get a horrible feeling that Bodo might catch me, so because of that though, yeah, there goes my 10 coins, so... Oh well. Hopefully I'll try to aim as many of those coins as I can for certain minigames or certain things throughout, so... And it looks like Bodo gets 2 stars, so... Yeah, I don't think there's any victory animation if you managed able to use the candy, so... Because if you remember that from the likes of the forms of DK's Treetop Temple board, that you do realize about the fact that since I did manage to use the blow-away candy on that particular board, and then if I somehow managed to purchase the star, then obviously the animation doesn't seem to able to show up and stuff like that, although... It will do as well for certain candies as well, like Frog Candy or Billow Candy, and also Bit-sized Candy and all the other stuff. So, yeah, that might be something worth explanation for this point, so... And it looks like Daisy's gonna catch up, because as far as I'm aware, she now got 3 more stars, so... She's almost able to catch up to me, so... So it can be pretty intense at times, especially noticeable about the fact that most opponents really love trying to invest certain hotels if they somehow manage to get more coin value, so... Alright, so 4-player minigame to be expected at this point, so... And as far as I'm aware, when it comes to looking back on other films from the likes of the forms of back in 2007 when it first came out, like I said before, that I don't usually enjoy Shrek the Third or Spider-Man 3. Although, don't get me wrong, I found Spider-Man 3 to be an okay film, but nowhere near as amazing as the first Spider-Man or Spider-Man 2. So, anyways, let's do this little motion mashing thing again for Shake It Up. I mean, I can't remember how many times we actually played this minigame. I mean... I'm pretty sure it's like the 5th time we've actually played this now. I'm guessing so anyway. So... Whilst I still managed to win regardless. So, anyway, and, as far as I'm aware, I'm pretty sure I do like Pirates of the Caribbean at World's End. In fact, I still managed to get the DVD release of the film back in the forms within a charity shop, which actually cost me for about £1. So I was like, what a bargain. Especially it's good enough about the fact that that particular condition of my Pirates of the Caribbean at World's End was actually pretty good condition, like no scratches or anything else to be more specific when it comes to DVD releases and stuff like that, which is always an appreciation of mine. So, but the only reason I've got that film still on DVD is probably because of related to Kingdom Hearts 3 in one of those worlds, to be more specifically the Caribbean. So, which I will have to admit though, that I first thought I was a little bit anxious at first because I usually got stuck on one of those fights, but looking back on it right now, for that particular the Caribbean world from the likes of Kingdom Hearts 3, that is by far the best world in the entire game, which it was quite massive and expansive, and that you can able to actually swim underwater at any points, so that's actually pretty swell. Why is Birdo always trying to gear after me if I somehow still right in front of her, or maybe just, well, just anything else in general? Seriously, why she always goes after me? I have no words to think about it. Alright, another 4-player minigame, so yeah, pretty self-explanatory right here. It seems that everyone else you know, they just couldn't seem to be able to invest one of those hotels yet, so, which is to be more specifically on the top left corner of that particular board, so, which I have no idea why that no one else actually goes after that hotel yet, but they might as well will do eventually, so. Alright, Scooter Pursuit, we already know what to expect. Try to rank up some points, so. So, I do apologize if my commentary gets a little bit meh for the most part, if only because I was a little bit too tired today. So because of that though, mainly because I just want to get myself organized with specific uploading schedules coming up, to be more specifically with the forms of this, along with the forms of the new Let's Play coming up, and even potentially speaking with more continuation parts of Kirby and the Forgotten Land. So, yeah, because trust me, what I'm saying is the fact that Kirby and the Forgotten Land, as far as the actual Let's Play is concerned, it might actually took a bit of a while to able to actually decide able to finish that game, because, well, you know what I mean when it comes to forms of 100% completion sometimes, that for the first playthroughs, that sometimes it can be pretty difficult to able to know which specific mission objective I might stumble across, but either way though, it knows what it is. Alright, so since I've got myself 34 coins on my part, so I think I'm also able to bet all of them, so I can able to actually just get myself 3 stars up front. So, and I was literally up by 1 coin from Daisy. That's actually pretty lucky on my part. Oh, wait a second, I get a horrible feeling about the fact that if Bodo gets her turn, that also means that she'll steal my 3 stars, so. And look at that, I reached 10 stars, so pretty cool actually. And of course I'll land on the same spot as where Toadette was. And speaking of Toadette, what is she gonna do? Oh, she almost landed on the lucky space though, and she once again landed on the red space. I still have no idea whoever my ace will able to get the red star, entering it later on throughout the board. But, we'll see what happens there. Alright, so Daisy gets a 9. Oh, wait a second, I think Daisy was able to steal my 3 stars again, so. Because she actually got enough for, trying to invest even more coins, so. However, though, here's the thing, though, is the fact that you can't invest the exact same amount of coins for, that particular hotel, which kind of does the same thing as the windmills from, you know what I mean, Mario Party 7, so yeah, that's basically how this goes. I think the best way you can able to actually grind for more coins in this particular board is the fact that, well, much like the forms within the Flower Orb, like I said, from the likes of the forms within Mario Party 7, that usually between the flower orb, assuming if you only select Peach and Daisy and stuff like that, that basically that was actually a good way you can able to actually grind for more coins to able to invest for the windmills. Whilst in here though, I think the only best item you can able to aim for was actually the bit-sized candy, so it doesn't matter what characters you select. So, relatively speaking, if you dare come across into the bit-sized candy, then you'll be in luck. So, yeah, that's basically how this goes. Alright, Bob-Bomb's away again, so, and this time about the fact that I'm gonna be with the team of 3, so, because unlike, last time, I somehow got screwed over because I just got cornered by any kind of, Bob-Bomb, incoming Bob-Bombs, or I have no idea. I have no idea why I'm speaking so weird. That's only mainly because I was a little bit too tired today, but hopefully until tomorrow, on the 1st of May, I should wake myself a little bit more, so... Alright, we got her for about 1 second left. Pretty swell. I just love the fact that those two Bob-Bombs decide to able to juggle every now and then with all these Pichico stuff, and as a result though, it just feels kind of hilarious, honestly. In fact, kind of think about it, one thing I should probably mention about this, that I suppose I forgot to mention about this, since that we've already come across into that minigame twice so far, at least as far as what if I counted that anyway, is the fact that I believe with that particular Bob-Bombs Away minigame, that minigame is very similar to the forms of how it does it in Rio the video game, where it comes to one of those minigames on that game, called Bird Bounce. It's kind of like the same thing, except the fact that, well, relatively speaking, it's just about the forms of taking turns and stuff like that, rather than just utilizing the forms of team-based formula for the likes of the forms of 1 versus 3 and stuff. So, yeah, it's actually kind of similar for that regard. So it looks like Toadette lands on a blue space, so to be expected. And sure enough, I believe Bodo might able to actually get the 3-star hotel right here, because she obviously got more coins, so at the very least that she will start to able to invest that hotel, so... Is that going to be enough? Well, I can assure to you, just only 1 coin above from Daisy's value. Jeez, why is it always like 1 coin closer between either me or Bodo for that particular investment? I mean, jeez, that is actually kind of close for able to actually invest that. And it looks like she lands on the red space, just like Toadette, so... At least to be more specifically a few turns ago, so... let me guess, she's probably gonna land on the lucky space, I can imagine, so... Which, if that reminds me about the fact that she might able to actually guarantee to get more coins later down the road, so I'm also able to try my best to able to not let her win on certain minigames, so... Yeah, there goes the lucky space for Daisy, trying to aim for my hotel on the left, so... I actually kind of thinking about it, it's actually going to be 1 versus 3 minigame coming up, because obviously since that Bodo somehow landed on the red space, so I will try my best to able to lose the minigame and do not let Daisy decide to able to catch up with the lead, so that'll be my ultimate goal here, so... Alright, so which minigame are we playing next? It feels like we keep on playing 1 versus 3 minigame a lot in this board so far, which... I know for the fact that because most players keep on landing on those red spaces most of the time, but regardless of everything else though, that's as far as I can usually try to describe about it, I guess. Alright, picture perfect again, so... I got to admit it though right away, I'm actually kind of felt a bit slightly bored with this minigame so far, because it seems that we keep on playing this minigame quite a few times. So as a result though, I'm just gonna screw up everyone for my teammates, despite the fact that they obviously know what they're about to be doing. So, while honestly it's working so well anyway, especially noticeable, I just, you know what I mean, I don't want to let Daisy win this, so, done it? Okay, come on, I need to distract them. Okay, that'll work. And only one more point for Bodo, and that way that she will win this, so... And that works for me, because... Again, I just don't want to let Daisy just try to stall my 3-star hotel in one of my lucky routes, so... It's a good thing I did that, so... There we go. My strategy does work after all, especially it really helps because, obviously, for some distractions, so... Anyways, turn 12.